Hello, 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 welcome back to the continuing adventures of Mahjugg as she treks through the dungeon. Yeah, I've decided it's a she. Deal with it. Where last we left off, I had a reasonably lucky start, including picking up several good books, a decent mix of spells, and Ring of Wizardry as my first item. And what else have I picked up? Actually, that's about it. Early early ecumenical temple, which led to a Vehumet altar. All this put together means that I've had pretty good luck keeping my spells castable, all things considered. But in any event, continuing to focus train conjurations. I don't know why we're training spellcasting. I guess I wanted the mana base at first. Now I'm trying to get down hunger, but hunger is a stupid thing to really avoid. Once it hits 7, we'll turn it off and turn up, I don't know, some other side school that's of benefit. Fighting, however, is obviously a beneficial tool. And now that I'm wearing troll leather armor, armor becomes a beneficial tool as well. So the moment we have spellcasting off, we'll flip on armor. That's it. Let's proceed to try and find the lair. That's the next goal. Self-mephitic. Come on, the Phantom knows that I'm here. He should be coming after me. Wyverns down, eat rotting flesh, and flip to my falchion, which is X. Okay. It might seem like a random assortment of weapons, and it's admittedly somewhat random. But there's a logic to the madness. I got the heavy hitter with drain, the blowgun, which is my more constant weapon, something to chuck at people, and my anti-unholies. So naturally, I come across another artifact. I don't dare try it on lest it be an abyss situation for a distortion weapon. I just got Curaried. That's gonna suck. I need to make sure that I'm not going to be hit again, so let's get out of the way of Sandra. Slow, but not dead. Let's cast Mephitic, which will almost certainly hit her. She's hit. Swiftness. Buy myself a gap. Set up a fire. Draining Mace. I want to deal as much damage as possible, as fast as possible. It's dead. It's a pity that I didn't get to take a benefit of the confused Sandra to kill her, but I'll just have to try for a second round. Repel Missiles is on. That might help with her next Curari attack. My goal is to try and take as much of the Curari off of her as possible. Hang on a second. And sorry about that. I had to step away on account of... and restart the recording on account of my sister just gave me a call. And apparently I don't have as much time as I thought I would, so let us get back to the dungeon. Where was I? Ah, yes. Trees generally like walking through fire and burning up alive. At least that's what my mother told me. Okay, wow, this one actually is walking through a fire and burning up alive. Well, that's what you get for walking through a fire when you're a fucking tree. Moron. I always wonder, how dumb do they have to be? I haven't commented on it much, but I'll mention it now. I am consistently eating a little bit of permafood here or there. I'm not working very hard, not working hard at all, actually, to minimize or maintain low food usage. I'm taking it as just a... oh shit, she came in from behind. I'm taking it as just a price of doing business, as it were, that, you know, you're going to need permafood, might as well get used to it. And that actually makes it very convenient, because you generally have way more than you need. Especially since, as an ogre, I can eat stuff that's, you know, an inch from rotten. Okay, I now have a large number of Curari needles, actually. More than enough for me. Pick up the rock. Excellent. Let's go ahead and quiver the rock for throwing, and the... which of these is my standard... was it W? My drain? No, it was my trident. That was my standard. Any ID scrolls? Yes, I got one. Try out the scythe, please. Freeze, rage, resist cold ×2. That's a great defensive weapon, actually. First things first, let's go ahead and drop the Amulet of Rage, because, frankly, as a swap weapon, this is almost strictly superior to it. 2 tiers of resist cold means I can hot swap to it if I'm ever in the need of a cold resistance, so at the very least I'm going to hang on to it. None of these, thank you very much. Go ahead and drop that for me. Hey, look, it's Sigmund, and he's several floors too late. Also, what the hell vault is this? Humans are pretty rare in the dungeon. Usually they only show up in pre-made vaults of some kind. Sheep and humans. Reach and poke Sigmund. There's a pit of lava. I'm really hoping I can get off enough confused to maybe make these guys stumble into each other or into the pit. Yep, Sigmund apparently died, and somebody else took his scythe. I actually don't want that scythe to be damaged, so let's try out these new wands and see what they do. Yes, perfect. Wand of fire. Sheep just melted, or got incinerated, whatever. Poison is on. Continue poking things with my awesome trident of awesomeness. Now that everybody around me is unconfused, confuse them all again and get out of range. Am I out of poison? No, I'm still confused. Okay. Significant poison on everything. And everything else melted. Okay. Job's done. Now job's done. That's the unenchanted scythe of Sigmund, so it wasn't really worth any extra effort to defend. That door seems ominous to me, though. I just got done killing a whole batch of humans, and now I'm coming across a door of uncertain nature with uncertain things behind it. Clearly this was a special vault. Probably Sigmund was here by accident. Why would there have been a cluster of humans outside this place? Without any ability to scry inside, I'm going to explore around it thoroughly first and make sure that these guys don't come running in the middle of when I start dealing with whatever's in there. I totally just threw up a fire in front of me to assist in making sure that anything that approaches me will die. Go around the hole, just poison everything else to death. Sting is actually capable of some damage in and of itself too, so it's not just the damage over time. Put up fire barrier, because if he's going to walk into a fire, I want him dying. Or if he's willing to walk forward into a fire, I want him to die for it. My assumption is, with that many humans and a scythe, I'm just thinking in terms of there being reapers of some kind here, or something that will res the dead. So I am going to butcher all of the corpses to make sure the worst that he can summon against me is skeletons. Swiftness on, repel missiles on. That's about as much precaution as I'm taking. Oh, and it's just some money. Here I was prepared for doom and damnation, and it's just money. Spellcasting probably crossed whatever arbitrary boundary I'd set for it a while ago. And in classic fashion, I forgot what the boundary was, and I'm continuing to raise it. Well, nothing new is hungerless yet. Alright, let's stack a bunch of poison on each enemy, make sure I'm swifter than it. It's dead. Psyche might have a... oh, she's got a nice wand that's able to shatter my stuff from a distance, so now stack enough poison on her that she dies without me. That wasn't a wand, that was probably just her inborn abilities. Oh, wow. Corpse. Eat. In real life, if you tried to eat a Komodo dragon corpse, you would be so sick, it wouldn't even be funny. Well, at least I think so. I know Komodo dragon saliva is terrible. Which actually, Crawl got right, by the way. They bite you and you die from the sickness. Now, if they made it better, it would say that it slowed and poisoned. It slows and poisons you as well. Okay, there's an invisible enemy afoot, so I should be more concerned about... you know, I should actually just go ahead and turn on See Invisible. Let's give enough room so that I can start laying down torches to kill these things. And then use my poking to get across it. There you are. Alright, and that is a follow-up wipeout, so, we'll see. Oh, wow, another awesome cache, and this one had a potion in it. Let us try it. It's a potion of slowing. The reason I'm just able to try it is I already know what mutation and cure mutation are, so can't be either of those. Also, that ration that was in there, yeah, totally might be eating that. Depends on how this fight goes. Although with this many centaurs, the odds of me getting more food are pretty darn high. Starving actually reduces some of your properties. I don't know which ones or how much, but I know it's not good to be starving. Actually starving. I think very hungry is penaltyless, just that you're very hungry. Except that you can't berserk, of course. Alright, next floor. Given that I'm seeing 3-4 yaks and a Goliath beetle, there's a very good chance that the lair is on this floor. Let's pull these guys up. Because if that is a lair entrance, there's just bound to be more lair level enemies. And as you can see, I can't really... I mean, I can take a hit, but I take every hit. I can't dodge a hit. So, my health goes down pretty quick. That's why troll leather armor is perfect for me. You're nice and poisoned. Now you're nice and dead. And you, the last of the herd, because herds usually come in groups of 4, you're dead. Or I should say increments of 4. I don't have stabbing, so I looked at him and thought, oh, it's an instant kill, but no, I don't have stabbing. Throwing a large rock and continuing to poke him inside the fire. Okay, he went down. New ring. I have removed curse, so I can try it for free. But really, what am I going to want more than my current batch of rings, eh? Let's find out. Steel ring. Replace strength. Nope. No idea what it does, and I'm not willing to waste identify on it. Poison you in moss, and then run. Then poke, and you're dead. Intelligence boost, of course. And at this point, hungerlessness is still not hungerless. Well, fuck it. Start training armor. And the moment it becomes hungerless, we'll turn off spellcasting for a time. And that should help even further. I forgot, before trying random scrolls, always switch to the weapon you want. Don't really care for an increased mana capacity. Not enough to give up my weapon slot, which I'm using avidly currently. I do need to get this distortion weapon thrown away at some point. Switch to a weapon you care about. Read the scroll. Switch to a weapon that you don't care to have enchanted. The bonus to dex, I think, is increasing my evade by at least 1. And so that's just, you know, if I can't think of any other reason to wield this spear, that's the reason. Although that massive resist cold guy is kind of tempting. Get the hell out of the way. That was a lot of damage. Bar the exit with fire. Turn on repel missiles. What do I have that on? B. And then confuse the shit out of everything inside there. Most of them should be dead at this point. Man, these guys are knocking out my potions left, right, and center, though. My potions and my scrolls both, because I don't have any means of protecting them. Oh, you're not nothing. You're a scary fucking hill orc. Turn on swiftness and run. Turn on confusion and place fires in the way. Something inside there died. Fire's back up. He just went through the fire and hit me on the same turn. That's kind of sort of bullshit. Big heal. Swiftness. And now we start toxifying. Yeah, all those poison needles I have, they're really only useful as mana adjuncts because I'm able to deal just about as effectively using straight up tactics. Straight up blowgun shots. Of course, right now I desperately need any mana I have because of that Eye of Draining. So, you know. This thing can keep up to me when I'm swifted. Thank God he went down before I had to use any actual resources. Yeah, and I don't get any benefit from all these bodies. Okay, toss in a smoke grenade, poke the doorman, toss in a smoke grenade. Oh, I can't close the door because they threw something to stop it shut. Either that or somebody died with that in his hand. Well, everyone should be hit anyway. Just stand back, watch the credit roll in. All I have on hand is rotting flesh, so I'm gonna have to kill something for food soon. The amount of poison I had stacked on him, I would have expected him to take more damage, but whatever. Poke! You're dead. I poked pretty damn hard. Alright, that's the 12th floor, so this is the one guaranteed to have a lair. As in, they can't wait any longer. Operation Seawall. Did the troll just lose track of me? Shout once? Shit. It's like in a comic where the guy looks down the barrel of the gun that didn't fire. I wonder where that troll went. Oh, right. He's right there, and he's gonna blow up in your face. Switch to the Holy Sword. What is that, X? Alright. And switch back to the fancy S trident. Seriously, he went all the way around? Couldn't even figure out the door. Create a little wall of fire to keep him out. Alright, here we go. Poisonous Cloud, 36%, 38% fail, something like that. Whatever. We know that that's where the direction I'm going to go in, so let's go ahead and pick that up. Did it not get picked up? Poisonous Cloud. Pick that up. And switch it over to letter I. It's probably going to be super hungering, but I don't care. Level 3s are hungerless, which was the cutoff I declared before, so armor. You now get the center stage. I want to be able to wear good armor. I might not ever be able to wear, like, top-tier armor, like Gold Dragon armor or something, that's fine. But model Dragon armor, Troll armor, I should be able to get penalty-less. And at this point, the spell penalties from wearing armor are probably holding me back from my full potential. Alright, I got a plan for these guys. At least one of them saw me, so I don't have to worry about that. This way, they will come after me, but get stopped. And then, oh, I already am wielding it. And then I will poke them to death with this reaching weapon. Keep that fire blazing hot. And that's the lot of them. Painlessly. Same idea, actually. Let's just do the same thing. Usually I'm I'm used to trying to get them to walk into the fire and then hold them there somehow, but this works too. Just hold them in place while I poke them. I'm not as used to being a powerful poker. Oh, you know what? If I can get a poison cloud off on everyone, Lord knows I'll have enough to eat to make up for it, and that'll just be effective as heck. Okay, that's all of them. Switch over to the Holy Sword and go holy on his ass. You'll notice that I haven't actually... Shit. You'll notice that I haven't actually trained any of my weapons, except for throwing. There's a reason for that. Have I really needed to? It's effective enough, and when combined with a disable spell like Mephitic, my to-hit bonuses are good enough that I tend to... that they add on the appropriate amount of damage. It occurs to me, you know, the only reason I'm mentioning is I haven't run a straight-up mage, old-fashioned style in a long time, and a lot of people, when they play this game, they think mages are not allowed to use weapons, or you need to train your weapon well before you can use it. That's patently untrue. Now, if I was... if I wasn't an ogre who had such bad aptitudes to magic, I would spare some experience, specifically to train my weapon skills a little bit, because I would have the experience to spare, and it would be totally worth it. But, for a little bit more speedy DPS. But I'm an ogre. I don't have that kind of experience to throw around at more than one thing. Do what you do well, and don't do much else. That's kind of the ogre motto. Okay, that's my ogre's motto. I don't know what the ogre motto is. I've never ascended an ogre. Until Vehumet gives me the second gift, and third gift possibly, I don't think I'm gonna rush to get rid of the amulet I'm wearing. Especially when you consider that I don't even have an alternative amulet I want to put on there yet. Ah, crap, this is painful. Nets. Wield my elven blowgun and read these new scrolls. Hey, it actually paid off this time. You'll notice... What the hell? It went from a +2 to a +6. How is that even possible? Okay, here's what happened. When you get read an enchant weapon of 3, what can happen is you can get a +1 or a +2 to your to hit, and a +1 or a +2 to your attack. +2s are rare. I don't know how rare. Let's assume 10%, 5%. The fact that most people don't know what happens implies it's very low. The fact of the matter is, blowguns only have one value. So I erased both of them simultaneously. I guess I must have rolled a 2 and a 2, which is incredibly lucky. Well, whatever. Make sure this never falls into enemy hands. That's the moral of that story. The to hit is going to be fantastic for that launcher, though. Absolutely fantastic. Spray some poison. Okay, that failed. Repel missiles. Now spray some poison. Get that speed up. Zombies can't follow you through different floors. The centaurs were pretty damn poisoned. I don't think that they continue to take poison damage when you leave the floor, however, which is unfair. Which is a necessary limitation of the system, rather than, you know... Given how well they're guarding that staircase down, I would rather not take my chances on a follow-up attempt. Because I'm just going to be, at best, at melee range with a group of 5 centaurs at once. And at worst, they're going to be in a span formation where I can't just hit them all. And they're going to be raining arrows on me from every direction. Alright, that's all of you guys. Let's eat some rotting chunks, because Lord knows this bounty of healthy yak flesh is not as appealing. Oh, that'll be Simulacrum, that's what it is. So yeah, so let's skip that, head straight to the lair. I mean, I was just exploring an alternate way down after all anyway. Let's put up 2 tiers of fire. That should keep him out. Of course, it keeps me out too, which I hadn't considered initially. Elven blowgun, and... Okay, perfect. He came after me anyway. Switch to Trident and poke him. Now he's dead. Frogs, I guess, are not known for very much intelligence. Maybe that explains his actions. Throw the rock at him. Quiver the net. Still wielding my trident. Get in there and beat him up. Okay, I really can't take this guy on at melee range at all. Firing a dispersal dart just to get him off my ass. Anything I can just chuck at him to deal some damage? Maybe the spear will be enough. I have a lightning bolt. I don't know when I memorized that. It was probably an accident, but that'll finish him. It'll also wake up every enemy on the goddamn floor, including the other ones of his type. We need to get out of here now. Swiftness is on. It won't work in water, so let's minimize how many steps I take while in the water. Komodo dragon. Great. Confusion behind me. What bit me? The spiny frog got me. Curing is necessary. Do I have a blink scroll? Do I have anything I can use to immediately save myself? Because this is a bad situation. I didn't have to put myself here, but I did. That lightning bolt was a mixed blessing, is what I'm going to say. I can shoot myself with a dispersal dart. That might work. The Komodo dragon isn't confused, so it will kill me next turn. Yeah, I don't see I have any other choice. Fire a dispersal dart at myself. Yes. Yes. It hit me, but it did not disperse me. So I didn't get my random blink, which would have been my best chance of salvation. A healing potion would have kept me alive, but it would have also put me at 3 HP, so that's why I didn't go for healing. I didn't have the ability to berserk. because my evocations was terrible on my Berserk Spear, which I wasn't even wielding at the time. I think my mistake came... I wish I had my video up, I could replay it for you and show you. My mistake came when I attacked the Spiny Frog initially, and just straight up attacked it. I assumed I would just be able to beat it into submission, and instead it was dealing way more damage to me than I was to it. And by the time I was like, I need to disengage, I was already mostly dead. Also, I used my lightning bolt attack. I should have flipped to my wands and used a fire attack. The gas clouds would have prevented enemies from seeing me for a while, and I would have been able to move south instead of moving north. But ultimately, this really boils down to why you have to play carefully in this game. There's no other way to play it. It was careless. It wasn't a huge mistake. It was a small mistake. And in some situations, I would have gotten away with it. To straight up just try and attack that guy straight up. But it's crawl. Sometimes you try that shit and you pay the price. And this time I paid the price. That said, this was a very promising character. Had a lot going for her. That Ring of Wizardry in the first 6 minutes of the game allowed me to accelerate my magic training dramatically. But you'll notice that the magic spells I made the greatest use of were Poison Dart and Mephitic Cloud. And at no point in this game would I ever require the use of a level 4, 5, or 6 spell for anything. Oh, I used Poison Cloud twice. But at the end of the day, I didn't need that spell. I could have been just fine without it. And I think I used Lightning Bolt once, but again, I already discussed why I should use the wands. If you're willing to play your Ogre Mage as a thrower, and lean on basic spells for survival's sake only, you can get through the early game pretty reasonably. Next time I attempt an Ogre Mage, I think instead of going Poison, I will go Wizard. Blink could have saved me in this situation, and I didn't have it. And I was forced to try something like throwing a dart at myself, which, as you saw, did not proc the blink effect this time. Doesn't always proc the blink effect this time. It could be that I actually didn't get it. It says I got hit by it, though, so I don't know. I haven't ever tested that in Wizard. Maybe when you self-disperse, it doesn't always work. Could have also dealt damage that pushed me over the edge. You never know. I do think that there's a possibility of making an Ogre Mage work. And the real question is just going to be how to really see it through. You know what could be interesting? No, I like Mephitic Cloud too much. It gives me an escape. Swiftness was great this game, so I would be willing to try an Air Elementalist, as it were, of Ogre style, because just Swiftness plus Repel Missiles, Swiftness plus Repel Missiles would give me enough defense that I could win throwing contests. Health from fighting will give me enough tankiness that I will win against Smiters and Poisoners, so I should be able to clear all the way down to early layer no problem. And really, the only reason I'm doing this is because if I want to win the game as an Ogre, but then I just say I'll just go Ogre Berserker, how is that really any different from playing Centaur Berserker or Minotaur Berserker? At the end of the day, Berserkers are Berserkers, and they play pretty similarly. And you'd just effectively be saying, I'm going to play a suboptimal Berserker for fun. I don't find that fun. I find that as a frustrating self-limitation imposed for no reason. So, yeah, there goes Mahjuggs. It was a good run, and now it's over. In time for dinner. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time.